Fulham, it was George Best. West Ham, it was Alan Devonshire. Sorry, Frank. And
That's
then
all right.
Blackburn, it was Alan Shearer. But Dev and I travelled together, Simon. We used to come over from, I know you won't know your geography up there for London, but we were like West London boys travelling over to East London. So I started knowing Dev because I used to pick him up because he was doing rehabilitation on his knee. So I used to be picking him up and dropping him off. And over the 10 years, he's still my best pal, like in football, but over the 10 years, he never drove, Frank, I tell you. He was the only geezer who had a sponsored car and didn't fucking drive. It was unbelievable.
He had a sponsored car. Who was the guy that used to get driving for him? Carlos or something?
Yeah, Carlo. Carlo owned some ice cream vans. Yeah, he did. He owned a fleet of ice cream vans, Frank. Unbelievable. Do you know he made a fortune? Do you know how much they cost him, them ice cream vans? Hundreds of thousands.
Oh, brilliant. Well, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Tony, I want to take you right back to the very start of your career, because there can't be that many people who can boast that they played in the same pitch as Bobby Moore and George Best. And you did that as a 16-year-old at Craven Cottage at Fulham, is that right?
Yeah, actually, Simon took over from Bobby Moore, who retired. So I had one game with Bobby, and I was playing in midfield. Frank, I find that hard to believe, as I was a back four player with Sam. But I used to play the holding role in midfield with George Best. But that was some education, and an education both on the pitch and off the pitch as well. As Frank will testify, knowing George.
Yeah, it was good. Tony, were you playing in that game? Because it rejuvenated my belief in football when Rodney and George were tackling each other at Fulham. They were trying to get a ball off. Were you playing that game?
That was the year before me, Frank. That was a Hereford.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know if you get it up there, but we watched the big match revisited. I don't know if you get that.
We've got electricity up here, you know. We've got everything, you know.
Well, it's probably on the Disney Channel for you lot, because no one Disney care about us.
Right,
but that was great. That, I mean, they were dribbling, taking the ball off each other, having fun, and basically that's what training was like.
But that's what football's all about.
Proper football, entertainment.
So you were talking about an education off the pitch as well. So did that mean that you were, you experienced a couple of nights out with Bestie?
Oh yeah, more than that, Simon. Because they were such a worldwide draw, we were like going on exhibition matches even in during the season all over Europe. So you can imagine going away from the Monday, coming back on the Thursday, then playing on the Saturday. And as apprentices, it was our job to pack all the skips, all the big boxes that you have all the kit in, all ready to go away and everything. But we had some magnificent trips. And I remember George, Rodney and Bobby just saying, like, you're 16, 17 years of age, son, just sit down there over in the corner. Don't talk to any birds. Just look and listen.
That stuck with you all your life, isn't it?
Yeah, still sitting in the corner, Frank.
Yeah.
Is there any particular outstanding memories about George Best at his box office best as a hellraiser?
It's not a hell-raising story, but I tell the story, and I've told it to Frank, and it's a true story. And Frank used to do this kind of trick, probably because I taught him how to do it with Mark Ward in the gym at West Ham. But George never really turned up on time for training. So when he came in the afternoon, we used to train in the park next door, and the manager used to run down the stairs to us apprentices and go, right, Bestie's missed training outside. You're going training in the park. Now, you can imagine this is one of the world's best players turning up late in the afternoon, and we're doing our chores, cleaning boots, sweeping terraces and all that. And you went, oh, no, we've got to train again. Can you imagine four apprentices going like that to train with the best person in the world, best player? Yeah. Anyway, he used to pull up every day, and Frank will tell you, he'd have a different lady in the car every day. And this particular morning, Miss World drops him off, Mary Stavitt. Well, our eyes and our mouths were like, just can't believe it. Like, Miss Wells just dropped him off and he's training. But we go in the park. Before we go in the park, we trained I was changed in the dressing room at Fulham called Craven Cottage. It was quite dimly lit. So Bestie went, what's happened with these lights? And then we said, we don't turn the certain lights on, George, because they're talking about saving electric and all that. And he went, yeah, I'll turn them on. And he volleyed the ball across the room, hit the light switch, and the light switch went off. Right? Frank used to try that at West Ham. He fucked it up.
Yeah, smashed a few windows.
Yeah, exactly. So we used to go in the park. There was a goalkeeper, apprentice, and 3 outfield players. And basically his training was a bag of balls on the halfway line, go back to the ball, beat the 3 of us, score a goal. Go back to the ball. Now, I defy anyone to do that in modern day football. But it was like watching the films when he was twisting and turning for Man United, Los Angeles Aztecs, scoring all those great goals. And we're in the park with jumpers for goalposts, trying to find a little area of the pitch where there weren't dog shit on it. And there's ladies walking past in prams. And there's the world's best player going around 3 apprentices, and a goalkeeper. Anyway, we finished training that day. We go back in, and Bestie says, right, time to go, lads. He said, no, we've got to do some chores. He said, no, lights out, lads. And he just flicked the ball up, back-heeled it on the half volley, hit the fucking light switch, and all the lights went out. And we was like, Jesus Christ, can't believe it. So he's gone out the door. We had a go at it. Anyway, we smashed 4 fucking mirrors. We had all the ceilings coming down. It cost us 2 weeks' wages.
Oh, brilliant.
Do you remember we used to train under the stand at the gym? And we used to do it, myself and Wardy. The boys used to run up and down the gym. And we didn't do that. We were bored. So me, Wardy and little Tony were trying to switch the light off. Because every time the lights went off, they would all bang into each other and all that. It was just stupid little boys, but it was funny. It was funny at the time.
Yeah. You never hit the light switch.
Yeah, once. We did it once. And of course, it was me.
How long were you at Fulham?
Oh, I was at Fulham, Simon. I was there from 12, 16 apprentice in the first team as an apprentice, and left at 24 after playing 330 games.
Yeah.
So, it was, what an experience. I was captain at 18. I was their youngest ever goal scorer till Ryan Sassignon come along years and years ago, now about 6-8 years ago, and he became the youngest ever goal scorer. But I loved my time there. What a football club that is. Beautiful.
So it was going to take something pretty special to get you away from there. Your relationship with John Lyall, who signed you, I think, for West Ham. And
yeah,
I think a lot, and Frank, you've spoken about really affectionately about John Lyall. Yeah. I'm sure all the boys of '86 do. What made him such a good manager?
Well, Frank will tell you, he left nothing to chance. So he was the coach, he was the manager, he was like social services to all the players.
He was like my dad, wasn't he? He was like, God, he was
great. Everybody had a problem. He'd sort it out. If some players were married and their wives were ill or expecting, he'd be sorting all that out. He'd be sorting Frank's fucking new mortgages out every time he got rid of his girlfriend.
Yeah, he done all right for me.
Frank used to be in the office, and we thought like John used to be having team meetings with him to discuss his partnership with Tony Gale. And the lads used to come in and say to me, they said, what's happened with Frank? Oh, I said, he's just lost another house to a bird. I said, John's trying to sort it out.
John was great. John was great to me. He was brilliant. I mean, nowadays they talk about Tony, this high press and all that kind of stuff, and still don't know what a low block is. But the high press, we'd done that in 85, 86. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were doing it then. We just didn't call it anything, did we? And
it was just what it used to be called is like closing people down.
Yeah,
I still do football commentaries, and I still use old terminologies when I'm still doing it. I don't like the new terminologies. John Lyall used to say, "Play to marked men." It didn't matter if Frank was marked with his back to goal. Play to him, and then we go off of there. Play to the players who are going to, destroy defences, and let them make their own minds up. But they talk about playing in pockets now, high presses, low blocks. What about that one, Frank?
Low blocks. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Soon get called a dinosaur because he asked one of the ladies, "What's a low block?" So defending deep, and he says, "Well, why don't you just call it that?" So simple. It's so simple, So
Graham's still on TalkSport down this end, Frank, and he's still when he's on, you still listen.
Of course,
and you know him as a man. He's a great man as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
probably.
The younger generation don't listen to people like that now. They just don't care anymore. So
Well, they don't really. I think what's a shame is when they're doing like record books, appearances, and that, but it says Premier League.
I know.
There was a Premier League, but it was called the First Division.
Yeah.
You know, same as in Scotland. You just changed the title of it. They go Premier League top scorer. Hold on a minute. What about Lineker, Cotty, Frank McAvennie, Alan Smith, Ian Wright, all those guys, Alan Shearer that was scoring in the old First Division before the Premier League started. It's just top flight goals. That's what it should be called for appearances.